Hello, it is me, Sharak. I love Wayne. Hello. Just doing a little fun. Okay, so I have been thinking about my next video, which is this one, and I was thinking that I would finish the things with this book, the chakras, and move to the third eye. And I wasn't really ready to do it just yet. So I was thinking about it last night, and then um, just want to make sure I don't pause or it end on accident. um, so I wasn't really sure. So I went to sleep. I slept like, I don't know, like 8 hours something. And I woke up earlier today, and and I've been off the whole like 5 days or something, or 6 days now, I think. 5 days probably. And I've just been like pretty much doing nothing. It's been okay. It's been really good. I've been letting out a lot of like energies. Like I'm just totally releasing it right now too. Just relaxing, just straight up chilling out. Yep, it's been really nice. Sleeping, meditating, just relaxing. Yep. And so today I was just didn't have anything to do. Didn't decide that I was gonna do anything today, and I was laying in bed, and I was like today it was really weird. Okay, so like sometimes I catch like videos about the lymph nodes and what to do to clear them out and stuff. And so like I know that everything is energy. So I was like, today I woke up and I was coughing, and I was like, what? Why do I have all this crap in my throat? Like, where's this coming from? And so like yesterday or last night, like there was a lady who said that you have to like clear out these lymph nodes right here. And I was like, whatever, I don't have to do that. Like, I just do the ones you do it, like, you pull your face and then you go, like, down the sides and then you go, like, through here. So you go all the way down and you pull, and it makes you look a lot better. Your skin, like, totally changes. It's really great. And so I was like, whatever, I'm going to do that. And so I did. And then when I woke up with, like, a whole bunch of, like, I was coughing. Like, I couldn't, like, my mouth, I was dry and, like, just, no. But anyway, so I was like, man, I need to open these ones. I need to clear these ones out. So, um, I was meditating and I was, like, clearing them out. And, like, so then, like, my higher self was like, I was like, can you clear out all the lymph nodes? Like, can you open up and, like, clear them all out? Because, we have meridians, and I know that we have meridians up here. And so I was like, okay, well, I can open the meridians, or I can open the lymph nodes and have the energy just come right out. So um, then I was like, well, I don't even know where all the lymph nodes are. So I started looking them up. And then, like, as I was looking them up, I noticed that the thymus is right in a very similar place as the lymph nodes. And so I was like, what is this word thymus? Like what I don't know very much about the thymus. So, and I know that Daniel Scranton channels thymus. So I was like, there's something to do with this. It's like a correlation, I'm like, I'm putting this together, like. And another reason why I decided to do that is actually before I keep talking. So this is one of the pictures that I was looking at. And so I was like, what is this connection to the thymus? And throughout the, so like before I moved, I didn't ever feel like I had a bunch of shit or black shit or like unforgiveness or sadness or whatever, like all up in my chest area. So that all happened when I moved all around. and lived at that house. So I've been trying to like clean my heart out, clean my body out, like make myself feel better. And like I realized this a couple of years ago that my high heart wasn't as open as it normally is. And so I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, I just know it looks like a daisy, and you know, I got to keep my heart open. So I've been noticing lately that like I think I have a new flower. It kind of looks like a carnation. I'm not really quite sure what it is, but maybe it's a dahlia. I don't think it's a dahlia. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what kind of flower it is. I just know it's white. But anyway, so um, I was like, I was kind of concerned about my high heart being open, but then it's like, my teacher always told me that it's like multi-dimensional. And so it's like your multi-dimensional heart. So I was like, okay, well, I'm still healing from a lot of things, and this is not something I can totally focus on right now. This is really not, it's like difficult to open that up. So it wasn't that it was like completely closed or anything. It just seemed like it was congested or like kind of closed or smaller than it normally would be. And like when we do meridian energetics, there's like a circle in the heart space. Mine's like super duper huge. I can't even. But anyways, like everybody, the meridians usually are like right around, or like actually, I think that's just the image or the circle that my teacher said. But some of them, like your solar plexus, can be really big. Like if you're really having a lot of issues, you can have really big solar plexus. Um, but like basically, it wasn't the heart space wasn't as big as it should be. So I've been trying to like widen my heart space so that I can breathe, because I've been struggling to breathe. So earlier today I was like, now that I looked up the lymph nodes, I'm like, oh, thymus. I'm like, I wonder what's up with this thymus. So I started doing some research, and there's some really good stuff about this. I watched a video that the lady like talks about what you can do with the high heart thymus gland. It's like connected. Um, and she's got, I'm going to link the video because she explains everything so much better than I could, and she knows a lot more about it than I do. I'm literally learning about this today. So, but anyways, so I have a couple of websites that I want to just read from. Okay, so I think this one talks more about like the physical. So the thymus is an endocrine glandular organ that is highly active during childhood and growth. It is located in the lower part of the neck above the anterior mediastinum. It's interesting how it's called mediastinum. It's basically right here. Like here, I don't know, I suppose this is my heart, and then I feel like this is like literally right where this is my high heart. This is selenite, I think. Yeah. I haven't even worn this. This is the first time I wore this. um it is located in the lower part of the neck above the anterior mediastinum. Its name in Greek is thymos, means vital energy. The thymus is in charge of controlling and regulating the energy current of the body and maintaining the harmonic balance of the vital energy. This is VIP information. We need this to live. That is where our divine spark resides. The thymus captures the sound of the heart and resonates with it. Although it is said that it contracts with age, what really happens is that it stops vibrating because of the emotions emitted by the heart. So basically, over time, we go through different things, and it's kind of like you harden your heart. You have to keep your heart open and loving and caring throughout the years. So, and not try to experience too many painful things. And if you do, you have to heal from it, because otherwise that's going to happen, and you just can't do that. The gland is activated through love and happiness and shrinks when we are stressed, and even more when we get sick. It is the main gland of the immune system, and its function is that of the development of maturation of T lymphocytes. The word immunity means sheltered from. So having an immunity problem means that the person does not love themselves enough to shelter themselves from everyday stresses. They prefer to remain under the protection of their mother, refusing to mature, grow, and take control of their life. True immunity arises when we love ourselves unconditionally. If you have problems with the thymus gland, it warns me of situations related to attack or defense within the family environment. It tells me that I have the impression that they have come to take away something that belonged to me. It could be a job, a spouse, a material object, and etc. And I have felt helpless and have not known how to react. They have taken the bread from my mouth. I value and appreciate what I have now. Life will provide me with what I need at any given moment. If you want to know more about the emotional origin of diseases or learn about the purpose of the soul, you can purchase my book. Oh, well, I didn't know I was going to say that. I didn't totally go. Actually, I didn't read that last part before. Before now. Okay. And then, okay. What is the thymus chakra? Activate your thymus. So, okay. If you have looked into the chakras, you will likely be familiar with the 7 main chakras that run along the length of the spine. However, there are several other energy centers located around the body that are not talked about quite so often. One of these energy centers is the thymus chakra, which is sometimes called the higher heart chakra due to its position in the upper chest. Activating this chakra, it's interesting I said chakra because every time I type the word chakra, I always CHARKA. That's weird. I don't know why I do that. Anyways, a little side note. I think it's funny. Okay, activating this chakra can bring many benefits to the body and ignite deep feelings of love and inner peace. In this article, we are going to be looking at the higher heart chakra, how you can open it, and how your life might change as a result. What is the higher heart chakra? When we are in our mother's womb, one of the first glands to develop is the thymus gland. The thymus gland is associated with the function of the immune system and also contains the unique pattern for your DNA. You might say that this point of the body is what makes you you. The higher heart chakra, also called the thymus chakra, is located in the upper part of the chest and lies between the heart chakra and the throat chakra. You have likely heard that the heart chakra is associated with love and peace, and the thymus chakra also works along these lines. The center of energy is closely related to love, but in this case, it is linked to divine love, a connection with a higher power. This connection is selfless and related to spiritual growth. It is also associated with forgiveness, compassion, and a release of all fear. One of the most interesting things about the heart chakra is that it creates a bridge between your intellect and emotions. As such, it is known to have a sound healing effect on the ethereal body. It can also help with communication. The thymus chakra can also have an effect on your life in a much more profound way than you might think. It has a karmic awareness function which will help you to live your life in a much more fulfilling way and let go completely. When we hear about karma, we typically think of receiving a reward or punishment for our action, and in a sense, this is true. But karma is a term often thrown around in life without realizing its true meaning. We would need another article to fully explain, but in short, it comes from Hindu and Buddhist traditions and is the sum of your actions or life information from a previous life and this life which will decide your future fate. What does the thymus gland do? There have been a lot of links made between various chakras and various glands within the body, and this solidifies the fact that despite the beliefs of some, chakras indeed exist in all of us. The site of the thymus gland, a part of the lymphatic system, is in the upper chest between the lungs, and this gland produces white blood cells, which are sometimes called T leukocytes or T lymphocytes. This may sound scientific, but in short, these body cells are responsible for maintaining a healthy immune system. The immune system is essential for fighting pathogens and bacteria that can have a dramatic effect of our well-being. So I just want to interject real quick. The video that I'm going to link in here, the girl talks about how if someone in your family gets sick, you can just, like, I don't know if you're paying attention with your third eye, but like you can just literally like open up your thymus gland or your high heart and emanate the green energy that flows. That's why I chose this. Actually, I was told to choose this because there's like a whole bunch of green down here, and I'm wearing a green shirt to like, activate the high heart. And that's not exactly the high heart. The high heart is right up in there, but still, you know what I'm saying. So, anyways, you should definitely watch that video because she has a lot of really good information in there. Okay. The production of T cell. Well, actually, now that do I have it still up here? Oh, yes, I do. So it's called thymus gland, or a point of God in our body and its spiritual powers. She explains it so well. I was like, oh man, I learned some things. Pretty cool stuff. Okay. The production of T cells is solely the responsibility of the thymus gland, and all of these T cells are produced by the time we reach our teenage years. Once we begin to get older, the gland shrinks and is replaced with fatty tissue. Perhaps this is a reason that so many adults have problems in keeping the thymus chakra open. Now, I'm just going to say that this is like basically saying, oh, you don't really have a choice. It just turns fatty. No, you do have a choice. You always have a choice. The issue is that life happens and it needs to be cleaned out. And that's exactly what happened to me. I got a whole bunch of unloving experiences and ended up having to pull out the stuff. And so that's why, like, I knew during the time that I was going through the things, I knew that I would have to go back in time and remember who I was before I went there. And I also knew that I was going to have to do a lot of energy work. I had no idea how much I was going to have to do, but I knew that I was going to have to do a lot. So I was like, okay, I remember myself. I can pull this out. I remember myself. I can pull that out. That's not me. That's not me. That's not me. I remember me. You know what I mean? Like, I just basically, I'm just like, okay, if that's not me, that's not mine, get it out of there. So you don't have to, that doesn't have to be your reality, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You can choose whatever you want to choose. And you can choose to open it like every day. You could just open it and it wouldn't be a problem. You could open it wide and keep it big. Anyway, okay. What are the benefits of opening the higher heart? Heart chakra. Working with the thymus chakra is something that can be done by everyone, but due to this chakra's location, you may find that the area can be sore. EFT practitioners, emotional freedom techniques, which is like people who do like tapping, stuff like that, often work with the higher heart chakra when they are performing meridian tapping, and this soreness is something that they often speak about, aptly naming it the sore point. Meridian tapping, which is sometimes called EFT tapping, is a method used to work with energy and boost it. The technique is simple and involves gently tapping on the spot where the thymus is situated. It is recommended that you do this around 20 to 30 times while taking a slow, deep breath. So it's like, and then it opens like 20 to 30 times. Some people will also chant a mantra as they perform this technique. There are many benefits to opening the thymus chakra, but one of the main advantages is that you will experience a deep healing effect, and this is because of where the heart chakra is located near the thymus gland. Since this organ is linked to the immune system, you will notice an improved immune response, and this chakra heals immune system dysfunction. But these are not the only physical benefits of having a healthy higher heart chakra. Since this energy center is located so close to the throat, it will often aid in healing from things such as flu, and it will also benefit the thyroid gland. Many people have issues in their life as a result of an unhealthy thyroid, and at times these can be debilitating. It doesn't stop there. When you have a healthy higher heart chakra, you will also notice an improvement of your overall well-being. It has been noted that this chakra has the ability to heal tumors and lower high blood pressure, which ironically I have like right on the line blood pressure. Every time I go to the doctor, it's just super calm. Okay, well, I actually don't go anymore, but when I did. If you have ever had problems with sleep, this could be a result of the thymus chakra not being activated. And once open, you might notice that your sleep improves. It can also help to calm those who struggle with feeling irritable. Well, I've been struggling to sleep for quite a while, and I'm going to learn how to keep mine open because I think it kind of shuts sometimes. When you practice energy healing practices such as using heart chakra stones or crystals, you will notice that you are able to make a connection between the physical body and the soul body. This is an extremely powerful connection. But what is most amazing about this chakra is that the energy will radiate through the physical body upwards to the crown chakra. Primarily, it will flow to the throat chakra, where any problems with communication will be addressed. If you have struggled to find your voice, this could be related to the higher heart chakra, and upon opening it, these issues may be relieved. Once this energy pathway is free, it may continue to flow towards the head and bring relief from physical symptoms such as headaches. Whether you choose to see an energy healer or use crystals to heal the high heart, you will begin to see changes within yourself too. Every human being is capable of love, but as we go through life, our hearts may become cold and we may struggle to feel compassion for our loved ones, especially if we have been through some sort of trauma. Once you start using your crystals or heart chakra stones to restore this life energy, you will notice greater spiritual growth, a deeper sense of love and compassion, especially divine love. Everyone who wants to make a connection to the great divine spirit or a higher consciousness would do well to work with this chakra throughout their life. Where other people are concerned, you will likely notice a deeper connection with their emotions, unconditional love, and also be more receptive to physical contact from those you love. Having this connection with other humans is essential, but not all of us find it easy. Okay, how to activate the thymus chakra. I think this is the last part I'm going to read, unless there's like something really good. Oh, conclusion? Okay. All right, so let's keep going. Okay. How to activate the thymus chakra. Sometimes you may hear people referring to this chakra as the seat of the soul. but this term is more commonly used to talk about the soul star chakra, which the soul star chakra is like right there on like at the end of my finger. Okay. Which is present. Okay, so let's just say it again. Sometimes you may hear people referring to this chakra as the seat of the soul, but this term is more commonly used to talk about the soul star chakra, which is present above all of us. Just above the site of the crown chakra, one of the best ways to activate and heal the higher heart is to use crystals. You may place them on the area or simply carry them around with you to reap their energy. The best crystals to use for this chakra are thought to be kyanite as the high energy stone, as this is a high energy stone. So kyanite is Kyanite. Kyanite is able to remove negative energy without being affected. This stone will also help to relieve any trauma to the energy in this area. Green calcite is also thought to be very effective for this type of cleansing around both the heart and the thymus. I do have four of them, big fatty ones hanging around here. Again, holding at the site of the chakra will allow the high vibrations to radiate through and on up to the higher chakras. If you are unsure where to start, it can help to think about the colors of the stone. Each main chakra in the human body is linked to a color, and since the thymus is linked to the heart, which is green, green stones work well. However, pink stones that are associated with love can also help to achieve a healing outcome for the energy field of the thymus. But healing crystals are not the only way to activate this chakra. Indeed, one of the best things you can do to unblock the thymus is to engage in sound therapy. It is believed that this is an effective method due to the area of the body that the thymus is located. Since it sits in a site behind the sternum, this might act as a soundboard of sorts, allowing the sound to reverberate and increase the energy in this area. You might decide to listen to the spoken word, healing meditations, and other such spiritual resources. However, most commonly making music or listening to music is said to have the most profound effect on the higher heart chakra. But there is more to this than just sitting quietly and listening. Of course, that will work, but if you want to have a truly deep experience, you should allow yourself to let go, sing, dance, and be in the moment. Meditation and breathing exercises are excellent for opening the thymus and rejuvenating its energy. As you breathe, focus on the point of which the thymus chakra is located and draw energy into it. Other methods might include movement activities such as Tai Chi or yoga, both of which can generate and disperse energy to various locations around the body, including the point at which we find the thymus chakra. Earlier, we discussed the tapping technique, and this is one of the simplest ways to activate this chakra. You may be concerned that you won't know when the chakra has been opened, but experts claim that you will notice a deep tingling sensation in the area. However, it is important to note that you may not experience this directly after finishing the session. It could take a little bit of time. It is advisable to practice this technique every day. You do not need to spend a lot of time, so it is easy to incorporate into your life, and if you wish, you might decide to do this in combination with some of the other methods we discussed. Furthermore, those who have opened their higher heart may notice an overall feeling of happiness, which is fitting since this is something referred to as being the happiness spot. Okay, so in conclusion, most people are familiar with the 7 main chakras that run the length of the body, including the root chakra, the solar plexus, the third eye, and so forth. However, a lot of people are unaware of some of the lesser talked about chakras, including one which sits right above the heart chakra, known as the thymus or higher heart. It gets its name from its location next to the thymus gland, which is an important part of our bodies and creates T cells that help the immune system to function correctly. This chakra is associated with benefits for both the physical body and as well as our connection with a higher power and our ability to experience a divine love. It will also help us to connect on a more profound level with those we care about, engaging in forgiveness, compassion for other people's emotions, and physical touching. Much like the other chakras, this one needs to be activated and opened so that the energy can flow freely. When we work with it, we are able to maintain a healthy flow and experience all of the advantages of this energy center, all the advantages that this energy center can bring. You are the owner of your life and your spirituality, and opening this chakra will certainly help you to be more in control of this. Okay, that's the end of it. I thought to myself, am I really going to read the whole thing? Yep. I decided to read the whole thing because I don't know everything about it, and I can't sit here and tell you that I do and explain a bunch of things. So I would rather just bring you information and say, hey, I'll read it to you. Okay, so the other thing that I did is I channeled Thymus. And so I've had this like kind of question of like, who's Thymus? Like, what do they do? Like, it's like I've been listening to Daniel Scranton talk about them or channel them for a while, for like, I don't know, it's like over 6 months, maybe like 8 months or something, or not. Maybe it's been a year. I don't know. But anyways, so I was like, who are these people? So I asked them to talk about it, and they explained. I had some other questions. I have a bunch of questions. So basically, like the questions that I asked, move this over here. Okay, so who are you? Why do you call yourselves Thymus? How is the higher heart related to the thymus? What do people need to know to open the higher heart and keep it open? And so we went through a series of like back and forth kind of questions, and like I kind of like tried to direct, because I noticed in my spiritual awakening that the intelligence and words that were used were not the same as like a human would talk. So I kind of have to like bridge the gap sometimes. And so I just kind of like tried to get them to explain things in a way that would make sense to a human. That makes sense. Okay. So I'm just going to read what they said. Yes, we are Thymus. We are a collective of ascended masters. I also just want to say, I did also tell them that they can answer the questions or not. They can respond however they want. So that's what that. If they answered the question, they answered it. If they didn't, they didn't. I didn't want to be like controlling and be like, you have to answer. Okay. So yes, we are Thymus. We are a collective of ascended masters. We are in relation to the heart, the high heart. Yes. And we will explain the importance of the heart being open to the human collective. We have a collective consciousness message to the humans of the earthly plane. When we are speaking here today, we want to express most deeply, what we want to express most deeply is the importance of having the high heart open and the meaning of its presence in the human's consciousness. We as a collective only operate from our higher heart consciousness. So when we are communicating to anyone in the physical, we are communicating through the higher heart. With our presence here today, we can assist any of you in the opening of your high heart, since we are a collective that is maintaining our higher hearts, and in the openness of it is what we are considered to be the best at. When we are hearing your heart speaking to us, we can see that there are multiple humans who are openly maintaining your hearts being open. But when you are coming into connection with another human who does not have their higher hearts open, that is when you find it difficult to understand their points of view. And with this, we can see that Christine is forming a question, and we wish to hear what she is asking. So I asked, can you talk about what kind of consciousness a person has when their high heart is not open, and then what happens when it is, kind of like light and dark, right? So they said, yes, we are Thymus. When you have asked such a great question, we can only simplify this answer. The true meaning of having the high heart open is a simple understanding of having the God consciousness ignited into the human vessel. When there is God consciousness present, the human will start to impregnate its true meaning into the human collective. And when this occurs, the human will start to see the light in a much more clear way. When the high heart is closed, there is no divinity involved, and the human vessel is operating from a lower vibrational template of unworthiness without support from the higher guidance. To simply put, from the lower heart, there is only death consciousness. There is only love of self and no love for another. There is only the kind of peace that is given through unhealthy communication and lower vibrational interactions. The human ego is quite present, and the human is sacrificing its heart for the love of destruction and imperfection. The divine does not participate in this lower vibrational aspect of the human, making it seem that they have no God or no love, no choice to choose to be happy, to choose to love another, They live simply in a way where they have determined that there is no other choice but to live in a low vibrational human existence. And then I said, can you talk to us about what are all the cool things that we can do with our high hearts? I'm thinking, like in the video that I watched, that I listened to, the one I'm linking, she talks about like how you can like push your heart out and like make the green like come out more. It's like healing. Like basically you can heal the whole everybody. It's kind of cool. And then she talked about like manifesting with your high heart, and I'm just like, okay, I need to try this. So anyways, I thought there was like some cool stuff that they could teach. And like, okay, so let's just keep going. So yes, we are Thymus. We can see your enthusiasm is rising, and we appreciate your energy towards our words. With this frequency that we can see that you are holding, we now know that you will be receptive much more to our teachings. And we want to share with you that when you have asked us about all the things that the higher heart can do, we are so pleased to share with you a message from the divine. It is a great honor to be here speaking with you, and we want to share that in the hopes that the human collective continues to keep their high hearts open. It will be a great feat for humanity to do so. So we will engage in our promise to share our hearts to assist you in your ascension process, and we will continue to give you our teachings to allow for the humans to keep their higher hearts open, and we will discuss with you now the importance of this because of what we are sharing here. It is our pleasure to say that we have a message that is coming from the high heart, coming into your high heart, Christine, that you are receiving at this time. It is a message from the God source that you will be chosen to teach some of our teachings, and we will allow this as we are in great need of having this becoming more of an expression to the people. We are very pleased to see that you are accepting of this. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I get to work with the high heart. I get to teach about the high heart. I'm like, this is the best day ever. Especially with the stuff that I learned after. I was like, there's more. Okay. So, I just basically said, this is definitely freaking awesome. Okay. So they said, yes, we have a message coming from the divine. I'm so excited about it. I can't even talk. it is in our hearts to do a teaching at this time. Okay. Yes, we are Thymus. There are many reasons that we will need to share here today of why the high heart is in need of remaining open and activated. The most important is the Christed consciousness. This aspect of the human collective is in the process of opening to this divine energy, and we want to be able to move this more closely to the human vessel with the importance that it is needed to being shared throughout the process of the human consciousness. So, what we are saying is that we want this to be shared amongst many humans to allow for the release of this information. And then, yes, we have. Oh, yeah. So I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to tell people about this. So that I don't want anyone to know. It's more like, oh man, my family doesn't know about Shiraka Buena. They only know Chrissy. So yeah, I could try to, post it out there, see what happens. Anyways, so yes, we are Thymus, and we know the agony that you feel when we have asked to have this information distributed. And what we have to say is that when there are other humans listening to you speak, and through your heart, we can say that they will hear the words much better when they are coming from someone that they can relate to. So that is why we have said this. So, um, share it out. help a chica out. No, help Thymus out. Help get this information distributed. There you go. That's good. I'm a little shy sometimes, can't help it. Okay. So I said, okay, so in the time frames of talking it out and everything, I was like, okay, so we're gonna do this message, or not message, teaching. So I was like, can you structure it in a way that people would understand? Like, can you give it a step-by-step process? Can you make it like mechanical? Because like sometimes when like it's kind of like you can tell a baby, okay, walk, but if the baby doesn't know how to walk, how to use its legs, you got to lift your legs. You have to tell the baby step by step by step by step. So that's what I was asking for them to do, so that we can all grasp this whole thing. Okay, so they said, yes, we are Thymus, and we can do this request as you have shared it. And we can say to you, what we can say to you is that we are happy to hear such an eager soul to move our hearts through the collective. As we are sharing, you are communicating with the humans to allow for this energy to be circulated so that they will be much more into a receiving mode. And with that, we will share our first teaching. Okay. Oh. Yes, we're Thymus. We are a collective of ascended masters from the human forum. We say it in this way because there are teams that we have worked with when we were living in our own human vessels. We have come into grace by our own process of becoming an enlightened human. As we are speaking to you, you can know that we have had our own lifetimes living in a human vessel and know the trials and tribulations that it goes through on a daily basis. And with this, we are extending our hearts to you in the hopes that you will see the importance of making this kind of a connection with your fellow humans. The human who is living next to you or down the road is really an extension of your hearts and is an extension of your own heart. Even when they are not a part of your daily lives, in this, there are many humans who have gathered in harmony with like-minded hearts and souls that have continued to make their connections to the divine together. But when a fellow human is not participating in this expression, we know that human does not hear the call to come to those kinds of events. And when they are not hearing the call, it is simply because another has not called them in to participate. Their heart's desires is to be invited, to be heard and loved in their hearts as well. So you may continue to see many humans participating in a love expression, and then there are other humans who are not participating. And what we have seen most of all is that when someone participates and someone does not, it is almost a neutralizing of energies, canceling one another out. So please be aware of the importance of the invitation to your heart, in that you will need to help to invite other souls to participate in your divinity, and you will see them in mass coming to hear the soul speak through your heart. And I couldn't help it but to just start bawling about that, because like I just started thinking about everyone all together. Like, you know, there's people who do meditations together, there's people who go to church together, there's people who, you know, go to family gatherings together, and then there's other people who just sit by themselves without an invitation. Even me sometimes. Yep. So I cried a lot about that, actually. And then like I couldn't channel anymore, because every time they said, yes, this is Thymus, we are Thymus, I was like, even more. So I had to stop. So then I finally got it together, and then they just said, yes, we are Thymus, and we are pleased to see you are speaking to us when we are speaking to you in our hearts. We are the collective of ascended masters, and we are now concluding this transmission, and we are holding you all in our hearts with true divine love and care. Peace be amongst you. Yeah. Pretty amazing. So what I've gathered is, so I'm just going to do my interpretation of what I've learned here today. And it's pretty awesome. So a lot of times when people are going through a spiritual awakening, I know that a lot of us have felt this way. I'm going to use the I'm going to use the jab, the jab as an example of, like, I have an understanding that I can heal myself. God is healing. I just connect with God and I'm healing. I heal every day. And I know that everything is energy, and everything everything is God. Everything is God consciousness, everything, everywhere. So I did not have the fear of becoming sick, which I think that I may have gotten sick in 2019 for like 3 weeks. I felt like I was going to die, but I didn't. And I don't know for sure. Even my mom went through something like similar to that. But anyway, I didn't go out and go and get or have any intentions of doing that. So I was like, you know, we heard all these horror stories about it and all the things, and it was like, well, what do you do? Like a person, you know, the other person, not me, but like someone who decides, like, how do you decide that? Like, you either get sick and possibly may or may not pass away, or you go get poked, and you are still, technically, to me it was a 50-50 chance, but they looked at it like it was a higher or a less chance of passing away. So they decided to go out and do that. And so my interpretation is like, their high heart is not open. They're not totally connected. And if the high heart is open, or even like, you know, maybe the opening is small, or maybe they just don't have enough consciousness or awareness of the divine. You know, like God can heal everybody. I mean, look at, I just said the word divine and I got all these little white little sparkly things coming down. Exactly. The divine. That is so cool. Did you hear my laugh? That's funny. Okay, so anyways, so it's like when you go around, like when you just walk around in public, or like I don't know, let's say you go to another town somewhere and like there's like people on the streets, or you know, those people definitely do not have their high hearts open. They don't. And I always wondered to myself, like, they really explained it really good. I was like, this makes sense to me. And I didn't I was very frustrated with a lot of things that I saw, and I was like, how do you not know? Like, come on, please. Please listen to me. And they were like, nope, I can't hear you. And I'm like, but I'm still talking to you. That's why I stopped talking. I'm just like, yep, I'm not gonna tell you nothing no more. If you want to find out, you find out on your own. So I'm just saying to open your high heart. And I just want to ask quick, am I gonna do light language here, or is this gonna be separate? Separate? No, we're gonna do it here. Okay. So just relax. Sit somewhere, get comfy. Probably already comfy. We're gonna do a light language to, what is it gonna be? Open and clear the high heart? Both? Allow for the divine to come in? There it is. Okay. Alright. Aruka, tiki, aishukatana, warakata, isakatorakata. Ikutu, akata, ikasa, akatu, akata, akita, atana. Orati, asutu, aruku, akata, 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 akata. Erusati, huraniti, hurati, katu, akata, nato, sukutiki, akutu, asia, tuarati, asatana. Arusa, turakatiki, arukutuna, kuturakatiki, orakasakatana, kotorokata. Irokani akutuku sukutu atukutukutuku akata 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 isukutorakatikina kurukutorakatikila sikita nakatorakatiki kakatorakataka. Okay, that's it. My kitty. My sweet kitty. Little kikis. Actually, he's not really little. You want to come up here? You want to come up here? You come up here? Yeah, come on. Oh! Oh, big kitty. Oh, my kitties. Oh, I love you so much. Yeah. He's so big. Oh my god, he's so big. He's an awesome cat. Oh! He just thinks he's still a kitten, I think. Such an awesome cat. I fucking love him so much. Oh, he's so awesome, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, just sweet kitties. You want to come up here again? You want to come up here? Oh. Oh. I swear he's like 20 pounds. I love you, two kitties. All right. If that doesn't open your heart, I don't know what does. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video. Thank you so much for listening to me read. And I think I'm gonna do another one. I think I'm gonna talk about the third eye, but I'm not totally sure yet how that's all gonna work out. So we'll see. Anyways, until next time. I love you.